Alright, what's going on, guys? My name is Alex Whittick and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be making a whole new video on, well, I'm just going to go out and have fun with my friends going out to eat, but when I come back I'm going to actually go over that solid toe arm bushing that I made in the last video, and I actually want to change that up, and I don't want to use the existing arm. I want to use Heim joints, and I want to make my own centerpiece, so I want to make it all mine fully. So I'm going to be able to make two of those, one for each side. My real goal for this car is to have all the components on it made by me. Maybe not like the bags and stuff like that or the coilover setup, but I do want like arms and everything to be made by me. So we're going to start off by making my own Heim joint toe arms. So we're going to come back to the house, we're going to take that toe arm off. Before we take it off, we're going to see how much movement it really does need, because it does need some movement, and since it's welded solid, it doesn't have the movement it really needs. And yeah, so it needs to follow the movement of the suspension up and down. And like me using my fingers like this is because its main purpose is to hold the the wheel in line from going back and forth, so the toe is off. But it also needs to go up and down with the suspension, and since it's welded solid, it's not actually able to move as well as it should. But that video was still pretty educational on how to make like solid stuff, and also how to like TIG weld stuff together. You can see it's fairly easy and pretty enjoyable. So I do want to make my own toe arm setup with Heim joints and stuff like that. So before I go ahead and order all that stuff that I need, I'm gonna have to find out the gaps in between the mounts, and I'm also gonna have to find out how much they need to move and stuff like that. Also, we got my boy Big Meech over here. He's got about 30 kids and he's like 15 years old. Guy's a trooper. Eats a full banana every day and a pear cores and apple cores. Healthiest rabbit you guys will ever see. Alrighty, so I'm gonna be heading out from the house. I took this wheel off earlier today. Didn't film that because you guys know I like to take that wheel off pretty often, and I only put 2 bolts in it. But yeah, I got that wheel off. And I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna be back in a little bit. I'm gonna bring you guys with me. But man, I'm actually really excited to be building parts on this car. I love TIG welding. Went to school actually for 4 years for welding. I do stick, MIG, TIG, oxy-fuel cutting, all that stuff. So eventually I want to get my own plasma cutter and just have my own full weld setup at my house. You've seen the TIG welder and stuff like that, but sorry, it's pulling the garbage can into the house. Talk about getting reckless. But yeah, so it's a wonderful life we live. Alright guys, so we're in the daily. I absolutely love having a daily. If you have the option to have a daily and not drive your stance car around, highly recommend it. It's super hard not to modify your daily, especially when it's also my daily is a TDI. It's a 6-speed. It has potential to go faster. I could bag it and stuff like that. I always debate on bagging this car as like a channel car, but I mean, at the end of the day, I would love to get a third car, like to just do everything: interior, motor, bags, everything like that. So if you guys have suggestions, it doesn't have to be a TDI. I'm open to all different options. If you guys have any other options or ideas, suggestions, throw it down in the comments. I'd love to hear what my audience wants to see me build. I'm really excited about this whole YouTube thing, so anything you guys say, I'll take into account. Super sick barn right on the golf course I live on. I would love to shoot there one day. That'd be sick. Just got to my destination, gonna head inside, we're gonna hop in his truck, gonna go eat some Qdoba, and then I'll be back. Alright guys, so I'm back. The wheel is off like I showed you before, and I'm just gonna take the arms out. I'm gonna see how long it needs to be, and we're gonna see what kind of Heim joints we're gonna need. And I wanna order some nice stuff so I can have some nice stainless Heim joints that I'm not gonna need to, paint or anything like that. And I like working with stainless. Stainless is a real nice metal to be welding with, so yeah, so I'm gonna check out the distance that it's already at so I can see how long it needs to be. The toe arm works is if you spin it this way, you're gonna get movement out. Both of them one's opposite thread, one's normal thread, so they push opposite. And then when you spin it towards the front of the car, it pulls in. So I wanna have it at a happy medium point so we can have lots of adjustability and lots of strength. I got the toe arm out, and what I've actually done, I've done some research on my phone, and it turns out that ECS tuning recommends that you have no less than 8 threads, which I've been running about 10 or 11 threads, so I've been safe there. So I don't need to have an 1.5 inches buried. So most Heim joints look like this, but you know, obviously the center swivels. So most of the Heim joints out there already have a thread width of 5/8, which is exactly what this is. So I can actually use this pre-existing tube, and the reason I want to use it is because it actually has these notches in there, so you can get in the center with a wrench and turn this, like I was saying. So when you turn it one way, they actually like expand, or they get closer, they contract. So I'm most likely just gonna use this and order some Heim joints, 5/8 Heim joints. And the only difference, I'm gonna have to buy 2 different Heim joints, because the center of this 3/4 of an inch and this is close to that, but they're not the same. So I gotta get one that's smaller, one that's bigger, inner diameter. That's no big deal. They make inserts and stuff like that. So I'm gonna look at what kind of options I've got. All right, so I'm not a big fan of math, but part of fabricating is math. And it's honestly quite simple, especially with like the internet nowadays and stuff like that. So if you ever have a question, you just type it in, or even ask Siri on your phone. So it's really no big issue. So I have determined that I want at least 14 inches of full extension still to have 10 threads available on the inside, which is more than enough. I've determined that the small side, which is the inner part of the toe arm, it has a 1/2 inch bolt diameter, and on the outside, which is the larger bolt diameter, which is where it bolts up to the hub, it's a 9/16 diameter. So honestly, I'm probably just gonna find the same Heim joints and just find the inserts that go in the center. It's quite simple. These websites make it real nice for you. These things, even though I just welded them up, I had a bunch of people reach out to me and they were like, "Hey Alex, even though there's minimal movement, there's still movement that's needed, because this is going to be traveling like this. So even when this moves here, this inner part only moves so much, but still there's zero movement, so you got to make movement." So I'm going to replace these with Heim joints. They were fun to make, a little bit of an interesting video for you guys to watch, but at the end of the day, I can't put that in the car and be like, "Oh, that's good," because it's going to be metal on metal contact. It's not going to want to go freely and stuff like that, and I want my car to not be a hack mobile. So like I said, that was fun, but we're scrapping that idea. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and just find myself the proper size Heim joints, and we're gonna roll with it. And these are 5/8 by 18 threads, so super easy, super simple. I was gonna get a whole new inner tube, and I can weld the bungs, because usually when you get a Heim joint, you just put a bung that goes on the inside and you just weld it to it. But to me, I was like, well, I already have this existing. It has the part where the wrench can go on. Like, why not just make it simple for myself? That's completely fine. That's chromoly, so it's no big issue. That leaky bag from like 2 videos ago, which was like 2 weeks ago, because I didn't make content for a little bit. That bag leaks maybe 10 pounds every 3 to 4 days, which is much better than it leaking 100 pounds every 10 minutes. So like I said, it's really bipolar. I still have to order that fitting. It has been really a priority of mine, because the car is not gonna, I really don't plan on driving the car, like driving it till maybe about April. So I really don't care for the little stuff like that. I care about getting this whole alignment stuff really worked out. And I honestly, I'm gonna be serious with you, I want to make this whole rear end Heim joints. I want to make my own custom control arms. Not the front trailing arm. I really don't want to do that one, because it's a real complicated system and it's completely fine how it is. But as far as the rear lower control arm, I would love to make that extendable and stuff like that, or at least chop it and make a Heim joint in its place, because it is on a weird angle and the inner bushing is pretty torqued. But besides that, everything's good. So guys, that is going to be the end of the video. I know it's short, but I really don't have the parts to do this. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. My Instagram and my TikTok are tilted_TDI. I love filming these videos for you guys, so please come back and enjoy. And I hope everyone has a great day. Let's just remember to smile and just make everyone else smile, okay? So have a great one.